What's up guys, Darkest Raider. I am on sequence 11 for Assassin's Creed 3, and I had a chance to play some of Liberation. Now, just as I thought, as far as quality is concerned, Assassin's Creed 3 and Liberation are on par. I mean, I don't believe I've played Liberation enough to see it at its fullest, but I'm pretty sure Assassin's Creed 3 has more content. But yeah, I'm gonna confirm all of this in my upcoming review for both games. But Assassin's Creed 3, my thoughts, first playing it, one thing I noticed is that like the animations, like they're not perfect like Ubisoft was bragging about them to be. I remember it was like the first combat fight I was in the game. I noticed when all said was done and I killed everybody, there was like just a sword floating in the air, and I was like, that's weird. The first thing about the game that kind of blew my mind that I didn't see in the other installments was the tree climbing. The tree climbing part of the game, that was probably, it's one of the most innovations you'll see in the game, as long as being able to play checkers. The beginning of the game was kind of a drag for me, to be honest. I mean, they have their way of like teasing you with the good stuff. But you know, the prologue in its way is kind of important. I mean, it's not, for me, it wasn't the most exciting part of the game. I felt like the game could have had a stronger presentation, but you know, that's just my opinion. You see a lot of things from the past installments making a comeback. Climbing up to the peak and synchronizing, so you see the whole viewpoint, that's back. Pickpocketing, looting dead bodies, going to the store and buying weapons. I was surprised to see that the game wasn't in 1080p. I mean, when I started the game, my TV started to 720, so I was expecting it to be in 1080p because, you know, the biggest things you hear about Assassin's Creed 3 is how graphically powerful it is. The game is definitely best for people who have prior knowledge of the American Revolution and all the different characters that took place in that setting. Connor as a character, honestly, I don't really find Connor as appealing as Ezio or Altair. Now, Assassin's Creed Liberation takes a different approach. On Liberation, you play as three personas: the slave persona, the lady persona, and the assassin persona. I noticed that on Liberation, like, they have a much more direct approach to slavery. You don't really see slavery emphasized in Assassin's Creed 3 as much as you do in Liberation. All in all, I'm enjoying both games. Multiplayer for Assassin's Creed 3, I thought Ubisoft said they were going to do something different, but to me it's the same thing. I mean, it's appealing for a while, but you know, that the Assassin's Creed multiplayer doesn't really last that long for me. I keep hearing that Connor is more of a brute than Ezio when it comes to combat, when I really can't see that much of a difference in the two combats. Only thing that gets me all the time is that when I'm like fighting a whole group of guys, you're gonna have like 3 guys standing back about to shoot you, and I don't even know what to do in that situation. Like, I just try to jump out the way. Gameplay where you're on the boat sailing the seas and, you know, fighting off other boats, that is awesome. I really enjoyed that part of the game. They should have made that the multiplayer. So yeah, I'm pretty much having fun with both games. In this installment, you'll like have a lot of fun with the wide variety of weapons you can use. If you have any questions about the games, you can send it to me through mail on YouTube, and I'll have the question answered on my video review. Desmond looks like Ben Stiller, Connor looks like Jay-Z, and Lady Aveline looks like Tyra Banks. That wraps up this video. Raider out.
Thank you very much for coming out this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.